There we are. The floor is yours, Amadeo, Malik.
Good, then I'm starting. As I told, I'm Malik. I'm 29 years old. My father is from Kenya and my mother is from Switzerland. I was born here in Bern and I also live here in Bern. And I'm head of finance and co-founded Kitoko. And I'm passionate about giving courses and working with people. That's short about me, and I pass the ball to Amadeo.
Yeah, nice to have you on board, Malik, partner in crime. And yeah, my name is Amadeo, and I don't like so much the question, who am I? But yeah, I guess I'm a very curious person. I really enjoy reading. At the moment, I'm reading a lot about art because I see more and more the connection between the work I'm doing and artistic expression. And at the moment, I'm enjoying myself because I don't take myself too serious. Sometimes I have a tendency to be too serious about things or about work. And at the moment, I'm not, so I'm definitely enjoying that. And I'm one of the co-founders, but I'm also a moderator, trainer, coach, and I like or enjoy working with people and learn from them.
Yeah, thank you, Amadeo. So the presentation lasts about 20 minutes. Questions can be asked at any time, and it should be also a bit interactive. So ask if you have questions and we will answer it. What we talk about is first of all, we have, as you already heard about Ricardo, he is also a member. He joined us just a few weeks. He is in the research part. And then we have Sarah. She is also by us in the company. She is head of administration. And then Arno Luginbühl, he is also a co-founder, and he is head of, he's also a managing partner. Yeah, that's about us. So what we will do, or what we will talk about, we will talk about how it all starts, then also our different business areas, and we want to say about how we work and also what challenges we have. And at the end, we want also have space for a discussion. So you can ask during the presentation or at the end. And first of all, before we start, I would make Mentimeter, and the question is, what do you think? What are the skills needed to start your own business? So you can take your smartphone and scan this QR code, or Amadeo, when somebody don't have a smartphone, Amadeo can send the link in the chat, and then you can write 3 words. So the link is in the chat, and then I would like to share the answers. So we have like courage, yeah, of course. Then also resilience. In this world, many changes are, so we also need to be resilient. We have vision, of course, the vision, that's true, because you need to believe in something. Patience, of course, also focus, and a big idea. We have trust, that's also a good point. We co-founder and also the employees, we need to trust each other when we give also tasks, and also the communication. Yeah, good point. Open mind, passionate, yeah, consistent, and belief. Yeah, thank you for answering. Later we will get some of these words back, so thank you for. And that's our really skills that we had needed to grow up our company. Yeah. Then I will stop sharing. Thank you for filling up.
Good. Okay. I heard some words. I will definitely come back to these words, especially courage was mentioned a lot of times. And yeah, let me roll back the times when I finished my degree in international management, 3 years and a half. You have to know that at that time I was very frustrated by the way I have been taught things. I didn't feel ready for the agile very complex world. I felt like, oh, are these management theories still up to date, or should we learn actually something else? Yeah. So I was there finishing, and I felt like, okay, now I really need to change the world, because I had one very specific moment where I felt that I need to change something. I was in the train, and there was a woman beside me. I was coming from Zurich to Bern. And I'm a very open-minded person. I started to chat with this person, and this woman, she was like, it turned out that she's a senior manager in a very well-known company, Johnson & Johnson, I think I can say that. And all of a sudden, the conversation that started so friendly changed a lot. You know, she asked me, but you're finishing your degree, what do you want to do? And I was trying to explain my ideas, and somehow I didn't felt like she understood me, but she told me, oh, you are young, you don't know how the business world works, you need to do something for your CV, you have to work your way up. And I defended my point that I said, hey, I went 16 years to school, I know something, and I want to contribute. I want to use my strengths and also work accordingly my values. And so we had 1 hour to really have not a conflict, but very highly debate. I also noticed that the neighbors were looking at us. It was like a little bit strange. And in the end, we gave each other the hand. But I was thinking maybe 3 or 4 days about this topic. And I really felt, if this is the way managers in Switzerland think about treating their employees or how they led, we have a big problem. And I felt like, okay, we need to do something. At that time, I didn't have a lot of money as I just graduated, but I had a very strong wish to make a change. And I want to roll back the times and show you some pictures, how it all started, what we went through. And then apparently we're coming to the point where we are today. And as Malik said, you can always raise questions or when you want to hear more. And I try not to speak too much. Huh? Good. So I finished with my school, and at that time I was working as a waiter, and I felt like I need a radical change. So I quit my job, and all of a sudden I had my own office because I met a guy in Coop, and he said, like, you have really nice hair. And I looked at him and said, you have nice eyes, because he had like crystal blue eyes. And he started very romantic, but we figured out that we are actually at the same point. We just started our company. And the first time we met, we went to look this apartment or this office. And we were inside and thinking, this would be a nice spot, yeah. So luckily we got this office. It was quite big at that time. So some people told me, you're crazy, you don't know how to earn money. My family was not happy, but I felt this is the way to do. And I remember one day before the first workshop, it was not at all ready, but this was the first day when it was all set. And why we started at the beginning, it was really that I felt like in universities, we are not taught the psychological and emotional skills that are needed in today's world. So how to deal with uncertainty, how to deal with fear, how to build trust, self-confidence. So all the big topics we did at the beginning. So we did workshops for private clients to all the big topics. And I was never the person that called myself an expert, but I was creating the space. We invited also psychologists or people that have a better expertise, but it was more like learning in the group. Like it was very a collectivistic approach. So learning by the group and from the intelligence of the group. And these workshops were great because they were very highly motivated people. And as you see the pictures, this was one of our first events. The picture is actually from Impact Hub in Bern. And before we had the office, we did one workshop there. But you see here, it was a very broad audience because I felt like in Switzerland, we have difficulties to approach different generations. I felt like we can learn so much from each other and not just stick into our own generation. And it's not about teaching others how they should do it, but it's all a matter of perspective, how people see things. And through the eyes of others, you can learn and maybe also find more what you are looking for, or maybe find yourself. So we did these workshops at the beginning. And as I wanted to become a cook when I was young, there was always food that we did by ourselves. But we felt like, hey, people need good food in order that it's also that they're enjoying to learn about these big topics, because it can be also quite, how can I say? But if you have to talk about relationships, it can be also very uncomfortable. So we felt like we need good food to maybe lift the spirit. Yeah. So you see a lot of vegetarian food, and these were great times. When I was collecting the pictures, I actually liked to go back. Yeah. So this started. And then, as I think Malik, you said already, 1.5 years later, Malik joined us, and we also founded the GmbH. Before it was Einzelfirma. And maybe at that time I should say what Kitoko means. It sounds a little bit Japanese, but it comes from the culture of my father. My father is Congolese, and Kitoko means unique. Yeah, unique. What's the word? Pretty is not the right word, but unique, pretty. But we believe that every human being is pretty or unique in his own way. And with our work, we want to help people to discover more this uniqueness and also bring this to expression. So that's the reason behind that. At the beginning, or still, it was very much a intention to create a strong community. And I felt like in Congo, you have this very strong bonds between family. So I also felt like, wow, this is also one of our values, to really learn from each other, but also support each other. So I need my team, but I also need you here in the audience to ask good questions, to move forward. And this was really the basics. So the word is coming from Congo and means unique. So when Malik joined, it was a very organic process. We were not looking to hire someone. We could not even pay him a salary at the beginning, but somehow he felt attracted by our company and he wanted to contribute his part. And you need to know by Malik, he's a very structured, organized, and he really is very professional. At that time, we were still kids. We were like, yeah, doing the things, and he really helped us to be more professional and to have a more solid ground. So I'm very happy and grateful that you joined the team, and with this competence, we could move forward. And on this journey, yeah, everything became bigger. At the beginning, it was very much about private sector. We were doing small workshops. I had difficulties to ask 20 francs for a workshop with food, half a day. But I felt, yeah, is this really the value? So it was not about money. It was more about learning. I think in this last 3.5 years, I did a psychological study by myself because I was reading a lot and learning through doing. Exactly. So at one point, then we started to go into education. This was actually our first workshop at a very special place right next to Impact Hub in Hyperwerk. Exactly. This was a great start for us in the academia. So exactly. I just was confused by the chat, but I was thinking maybe I said something unclear, but yeah, you're getting hungry. Good. Yeah, so that's a little bit the journey, how things started. This was very short. When I look back, there were so many events or things that happened and influenced me or us that we are now where we are. And I would like to pass on the ball to Malik to show or try to explain where are we, what are we doing? Or is there another question maybe for the start or how we started? Maybe it's time also to add something before we look closer where we are today. Todo bien. Okay, good. Yeah, then Malik, please go ahead with where we are today.
Yeah, thank you, Amadeo. Also, thank you for the nice words. Yeah, as you heard, it was a really, at the beginning, we don't have like a straight way that we want to go. And today, where we are today, now we have 3 business units. The first business unit is Kitoko Research. In this unit, we want to identify the latest trends and are close to applied university and corporations, where we conduct bachelor theses or also master theses. We also make explorative researches so that we can be inspired by other innovative companies. Our goal is that we go every month. We want to visit every month a company and learn more about their culture and also processes. On the second business unit, it is Kitoko Academia. In this units, we have 2 modules in different universities. The module Create Your Future and also Future Skills. In addition, we also have executive education in leadership and change management. And there we advise the university on how they can make their teaching more interactive. And on the third part is the Kitoko business. Here we have the focus on companies where we facilitate in the workshops, and also on an individual level, we help leaders to lead in this agile world. On a team level, we do team building, and on the organization level, we make change management or also help them to change the culture. So these are our 3 business units, and for us it's also a good way that we can focus in different parts of this business units, and we have a straight way and also can focus, have the focus what we are doing. So these 3 business units we are working today.
Yeah, and maybe in addition, they're very interconnected. So we don't see them so separately, and edupreneurship is also, yeah, in between business and academia. And for us, it's very much, it goes hand in hand, even though people still see it separately. And it's maybe also one challenge that people have in mind, oh, you're in education, but you're also working in business. But I will talk about this later. I think maybe just briefly to say why we have these 3 units, but since the beginning, it was always about self-studying. So research was always a big part. So knowledge is power, and we needed to acquire the knowledge also to legitimate what we're doing, because I didn't have a master degree in organizational, in, how do you say, in psychology, or at the beginning I didn't have anything to show. So it was really about acquiring the knowledge and be confident enough to stand what you are. And the academia was very much at the beginning, because our strategy was, yeah, to establish also something long-term. So it was a difficult period. It was maybe almost 1 year to acquire a module in an applied university. It took a lot of time, but now it gives us also some kind of guarantee that every year it's coming again. But last year, we also got a little bit frustrated by a lot of institutions, how things are. It became very political, and sometimes we also had the impression it was very rigid. And for us, it was also important to survive. We cannot wait 1 year and plan for 2024. So we felt like we need to change something. Our focus was very much on academia, but we earned more money with the business, even though we didn't actually acquire intentionally. It was more that people came to us or companies came to us. And since last year in autumn, I think we really said, like, we need to focus more on the business, because there it's much faster that you can generate income which is essential to maintain the work. So it's now a balance between the academia, where we have some clients that they're coming every year and that we are also proud of, and the business. At the moment, we are very much on the focus. There we really want to enter, as Malik said, the leadership, the change management, because we also think that we are not anymore interested in a workshop for one day and then they go back into a system that is not ready for change. So we need like more influence, and that's why we're focusing now more on an organizational structure. So working on the company instead of inside, but it's interconnected. But that's a little bit long story about what we're doing today. I'm not sure if you're still there with me or you have any questions. Yeah, give us a hand or a question so we see that it's not boring.
I have a question. You have the logos here below your three pillars. Are these customers or sparring partners, or how do I have to place them or understand it?
It's very different. Also, some logos, they are clients, and we ask them to use the logos. They're also on our website. And with Kitoko Research here in this sector, they're not clients, but these are the companies that we visited or that we work closely in the terms of the project Malik was telling, the futuristic workplace, where we visit every week, every month, a company to acquire the knowledge. Exactly. But most of them are clients, or we are actually working with them, but not partners. Or do you have one specific that you were wondering, or it's?
No, not really, but I know Wire, I know Stefan Sigrist, and I was thinking if you work for him or he works for you, or what exactly the connection is there. And then more logos came and I thought like, oh, okay, maybe it's a customer or client area.
Yeah, we work with Wire together. I mean, they have a big vision and they're very futuristic, and we like that. And we cover the part of education, exactly. But it's still a process, and the workshops with them are coming. But the other ones are clients.
Okay, thank you.
Good. So I'm happy that there was a question, that I have a life science. Sometimes I feel weird to just talk. I hope it's, you understand what I want to bring across. Should we move on, or do you have a question to this stage? Okay, Georg also posted something about new work. Great. Okay, good. Good. Okay, let me move on. I think it's very interesting also to see how we work, or what we believed, or also what makes our company sustainable in a way for us. And very early on, I came across about the, let's say, unconventional project management tool, Dragon Dream. I'm not sure if any of you already heard about it. It sounds very interesting, but also a little bit strange, esoteric, or I don't know. But it's actually from the Aborigines in Australia. And for me, this was at the beginning, I felt very attracted by this. And it's saying that, like spring, autumn, we always encounter this cycle of 4 phases. And in Dragon Dream, you have 4 phases: the dreaming phase, the planning phase, the doing phase, but also the celebration phase. And in Switzerland, we are very strong. There, do you have a question? Or I was not sure if it's like a hand. Okay, good.
I'm just listening and concentrating.
Okay, good. That's what we want. And I think in Switzerland, we're very good in planning and doing. Planning, doing. I guess that's the reason why we have so many burnouts here in Switzerland, because we don't celebrate too much and we also don't dream so much. So for us, we still do things like this. And I want to go more into detail. What does it actually mean? What does it mean for our company? And maybe you can take something out of it. So it's all about these 4 phases, and they're not like linear. So it's not like you start with dreaming and then it needs planning, doing, celebrating. It can be like you're in doing and you're going back to dreaming again to reconnect with your vision or your actual dream. But what I figured out is that a lot of people, they have dreams, but they don't share their dreams. And I think all the ideas or all the things we see outside, they came from a dream or an intention. So it all starts with the dreams that comes alive. And the dreaming sector in our company at the beginning was very strong. I remember I finished my business school and they were always teaching us, you need to do business plan, you need to do this. And we didn't do that because we felt like, okay, this is not the way we do things. At the beginning, I was still searching what is actually the reason why we want to do things. And this was a very long process to find out what we're doing or who we are. And at that time, it was for me very difficult to express myself and to have a good pitch because it was not clear for me. So how should it be clear for others? So at the beginning, for a lot of people, it was very confusing. So, oh, what is he doing? He's doing something strange. But this phase was very important for us to dream big, but also to connect with our vision, with our inner why, and also to get this drive when you find out what is your vision. So in this stage, you need a lot of skills of imagination. We didn't have anything, so we had to think the things we wanted. So it was very much about creating a strong vision. But at that time, I was also very vulnerable to feedbacks from others because it was nothing concrete. It was more something vague. It was, very unclear. But this phase was important to then go to the second phase. It was very much about the planning. So at the beginning, it was very much about figuring out how we want actually to achieve the goals, or what are the goals. So what are we striving forward? And at the beginning, it was every month we do one workshop. And this we needed to plan what are the milestones, what we need to do until we can go there. So in this phase, we needed to organize ourselves. All of a sudden, we didn't have a boss or someone who was telling us. So it was a lot about self-leading, and you just intervene when something is not clear. But I go through a little bit quickly. The third phase was then the part where you go out. You can think big in our office. At the beginning, we were all the time in our office, but we had no contacts with our clients. And this part is really where you make yourself vulnerable, where you actually do things. So I remember the first workshop and I invited people. There were maybe 20 people, and there it was the learning process. Yeah, we conducted the theory, we applied it, we put it into a nice concept, but in the end it was about experiencing and also monitoring the progress. So at that time we also did a lot of errors or faults, but learn through failure, I think, was very important at that stage. And the last part, then I will also summarize a little bit what it means, is the celebrating part. And this part is not particularly enjoy, get drunk. It's more about the reflection. And I feel also in my university was very much about the doing, planning, but not so much about the recognition and reflection part. And I think there is the magic actually happening. So here it was also a lot about showing emotion within our team. So here you could also address when you didn't feel comfortable with something, and we still practice this. So that's why we go every 3 months, we go for 3 days with our whole team to a special place where we especially put focus on this celebration, like how is it going? And this is a very important part in our company. And maybe to summarize or go back again, sorry, I go back like this. So these are the 4 stages, and they're very much interconnected with each other. And I do believe that this is one of the success factors why we're doing things and why we also enjoy working with each other, because we pay attention to our dreams, and sometimes we lose each other into the daily business, or also money can be very all of a sudden a driving factor. So we always have to go back and reconnect to why are we actually doing the things? Are we still on the road? And to go back and then maybe make adjustments. And it was interesting at the beginning, I was very much the doer, and no, at the beginning, Arno was very much the doer and I was very much the dreamer. So it was also very good that we, at the beginning, when we were just the two of us, that we have these two competences. If you're in a project and you only have the doers or the planners and no one is actually seeing the bigger picture, so it was also nice. And then all of a sudden Malik came and he was very much strong, or he had a lot of skills here in the planning factor. So I could see that everything made a reason and became more inclusive. Yeah, let's say it like this. So we just wanted to bring this tool or this dragon dreaming because for us it really matters and I see the value in it. But there are a lot of open sources to it, so you can have a look at it or ask questions. But I'm also not the expert, but I came along reading stuff and I felt like, oh, this sounds very interesting and this is not a normal project management tool. Good. Is there a question to what I was talking?
I have a brief question. I don't know if you will go to that after, but is this something you applied inside the Kitoko-People, but are you also using that for the workshops or for your research, for your academia part, or is it just more like internal?
At the moment, it's more internal, but I think dragon dreaming is more a philosophy and a lot of things we integrate in our daily work. I think it's a matter of belief or seeing things. We believe in sustainable and we don't want to just do the cosmetic and earn the money with that. We want to go more into depth. So I think I was once attending a workshop, and even though a person was doing this for 20 years, she said to me, I will never really figure out how this actually works because it's very intuitive way of seeing things and approaching, and it's very much based on co-creation and not so much on strict order. And I think these are elements that we try to bring in our daily work. Exactly.
I do have a question that may be related to your current challenges or maybe your future challenges. In this distinction between doing and being, are you afraid or maybe happy that maybe in the future the doing part will be more entitled to artificial intelligence and robots and stuff like this, and thus we can maybe us humans more focus on the being part? How do you see that? Do you apprehend that?
As you said, being or dreaming, or as you said,
being, because for me, being can be also about dreaming, or it's when you dream that you are in a way. But as opposed to doing, which are much more related to the hard skills, for example, where you at Kitoko focus more on the soft skill, the dreaming and being part.
Yeah, difficult question. I'm not sure if I got it right. I think it's about all the four. I think after a workshop or after intense training, the celebration and the recognition is also important part. So for me, with the artificial, I don't see myself focusing only on other things. I think our focus is in helping people to develop interpersonal skills. And this will never be replaced by robots, or this is what actually distinguishes us from robots. So I think this will be always a big part for us, and it's more a personal thing to be more. I think for me as an entrepreneur and a co-founder of this company, I see more and more coming out from this, like I need to push forward and move forward in coming more maybe more in a state of being and have this trust, but also still be active. Yeah, I'm not sure if I answered your questions.
Yeah. You gave me some keys. That's great. Thank you.
Good. Last but not least, our main challenges at the moment was actually a tricky question to ask ourselves. It was a good question. Last week we had this short briefing. What are the expectations, or what would be nice? And someone, I don't remember if it was you, Nicola, but you had like the mean questions about the challenges. I don't know. So we were thinking, and of course, on the way to today, we had so many obstacles, but at the moment, I also see that at the moment, things are going very smoothly. So I'm also enjoying this. So I was also telling myself, I don't need to look for the big obstacles, because at the moment, I'm very enjoying this moment, and this will change in the future, I'm sure. And it was different in the past, but at the moment, I feel like we're waving on a good wave, and it's not about pretending or showing that we're better than we are, but it's for me also nice to see the current situation. But of course, we have struggles, and our 3 challenges that we were talking in our team is that at the moment, as we are still a very young company, we have very broad services. So we are not experts in, let's say, only leadership or only training future skills at different universities. We do different things, and it's all connected. It's about interpersonal skills, and it's about skills that are important for the future. But at the moment, I feel like as we change so fast, as also our services and target groups change so fast, I feel that it's also, how can I say, at the moment we have a case of something we were thinking that we are 1 year ago, and now this person is coming to us, but last year you told us you're doing this and that, and I feel, we moved on, but we still agreed that we will do this. And I feel at the moment it needs a lot of energy to deep dive in a topic that you also need to acquire the knowledge, and I'm not the expert in only this, so I'm not sure if you understand this challenge that we have at the moment. So it's definitely also time where we want to establish more long-term relationships, that we want to focus on fewer things and also reject other things that we feel like, okay, they will pay us, but it takes a lot of energy because it's not our super expertise. Yeah. So this is one of the challenge and one of the things we're working at the moment. And this maybe also brings me to the second point, the communication. As we have different target groups, we are in the business, entering the business, but very strong in education. And some people see us as, you work closely with schools and university, and then they're surprised, but you're also doing things in the business. So how we can communicate what we're doing on this, I think at the moment we will work with that. So that's maybe also why we do a rebranding. But I feel that a lot of people, they still have this old, not old, but how can I say? Some people, they still have a old version of our company in mind. So how can we not confuse people and be more clear with communication? I think this is a big point. And the last point at the moment, we see that it's quite a challenge, or it's a challenge to be in balance when it comes to acquiring new things, but also the whole conceptual work, also the planning things, and then also the performing. So at the moment, I feel like we have to acquire in order to sustain our business. But at the moment, it's also a lot of work, conceptual work, and then also have enough energy to actually perform there and to be really present for the people. So this is a major challenge also to plan ahead, how much business we can generate, how much resources we have. And these are the 3 things that at the moment are current challenges. Yeah. So now I really feel like coming to an end, and yeah, I would like to be open to questions, or also maybe for these challenges. I would be happy to have some good questions so we can learn more about these challenges and maybe see that, this is actually not that bad as it is.
do have another question. You spoke a lot about interpersonal skills and emotional and psychological skills. How do you integrate digitalization and social media platforms into that? Because my feeling is that sometimes we may lack the emotional intelligence to interact correctly on those platforms.
Malik, help me out. You're the digital, you cover more the digital part. Maybe you have a good answer and I will think about it. Yeah.
So I think also in the future, the digital skills are being important also to, for example, how to use the tools, or how can I get informations. I can see that, for example, also COVID, we saw that many teachers, I worked at Swisscom with Georg together, and then we saw that we also need to learn the teachers about the digital skills. So I think in future, the digital skills and also the interpersonal skills are really important to manage the day, to manage your work day, because for example, before I was at the start, I add Kitoko. If I want to ask, for example, where is this document, then we had different kind of platforms and we searched this and we lost a lot of time. And then I told them, hey, there are different kind of tools to use it, for example, Microsoft Teams, and then we can improve our organization or also our communication in a digital way. Also, for example, when we do meetings, that we can use a whiteboard. So I hope I understand your question right, but I think in future it would be a combination with interpersonal skills and also digital skills, because you have different kind of requests, Anforderungen, requests.
Requirements.
Requirement, yeah. So how to handle it, or you need to, if you want stand in this world, agile world, you need to know where you get the information. The informations are being more important. So it will be important that you can use the interpersonal skills to work together, but also in your self-organization, that you know where I can get the information, that you have a self-structure to doing the business, the requirements. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Sorry, I have to drop out. Thank you a lot for this super interesting presentation, and I hope we'll stay in touch. Bye guys. See you.
Bye, Nicola. Thank you.
Bye, Nicola.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Now we don't have any difficult questions anymore, huh, Malik?
This has been recorded.
It's recorded.
I'm joking, yeah.
I
But
have a
maybe
question. I have a question regarding the sustainability of the company as it is. Like, did you feel that you have to broaden your services also on a way of making sure that, as you said in the beginning, you know, companies paid and they allow you to keep the whole, you know, research maybe going that doesn't pay that well? Or how do you have in the beginning, I don't know, like a foundation giving you funds to start, or did you start it directly with the services and the services paid for that? And how was more like your financial journey as well, if you don't mind sharing?
Of course, we can share. So at the beginning, we also think about, for example, how we can get our company a reach of our company, and also get, for example, some foundings that we can create this GmbH. So at the beginning, we also joined different awards. And there we had also challenges with other people's. They ask about our company, and then we could reflect it and also make some first pitches about our company. So that was in the beginning, I think, also a helpful thing to get some money for build our company as a GmbH, and to make our company. And also, maybe Amadeo, you have something in addition?
Yeah, I think maybe if I come back to your question, as I understood it, your question was also addressing the research part. Are we earning money with the research part, or how do we actually sustain this part? I think research is really the heart of our services. So we believe that it's not only about practice, it's also about theory, and we want to combine these two. So that's why Ricardo joined us. Maybe you can also give a word. But at the moment, we're not earning money with the research unit. But for example, with the project that every month we visit a progressive institution or company, this is for us very explorative way of gathering information, inspiration. All the companies we visited, they gave us so much value, not in terms of money. So this is also an important thing for us, to not only do things that it's clear that you will give something in return, monetary. And I think we're very much developing our money mindset. Yeah, I think the first 2 years, it was not at all about money. We were hustling, and but money didn't play a big role. And with Malik joining, and I think luckily at the beginning, we didn't have to feed our family. We were very much on our own. That's why maybe also we took a big risk, and we didn't have to think about our family. And yeah, at the moment we're considering the options of getting a fund for the research. And there, luckily, we're living in Switzerland, where we actually have a lot of possibilities with Stiftungen, and there we have some ideas, but nothing clear at the moment. Yeah.
So your main income for the moment is coming through the corporate world, if I understood correct. Research is like your internal, or your company grow, learning, getting knowledge, and growing in terms of whatever. And the business part, the 3 pillars, the business part is where it's where you're getting more income and more business coming in. And the academia is like, okay, but not really the business in terms of money and income.
Yeah, that's true. I think someone has the mic on. Okay, now it's good. Thanks. Yeah, you're right. At the moment, research is not making us money, maybe when you see it like this, but it's very interconnected. So we need the research in order to make our services very fundiert, also like profound. I think the research plays a big role in how we do our services, and at the moment we're earning the most money with the business, even though we are now more in the interception between business and academia, because we're helping some business schools or other institutions. It's an organizational change, so it can be a business aspect, but also an academic aspect, because a lot of institutions, they recognize that their way of teaching is not is in the future not how do you say, will not be
sustainable.
Yeah, not sustainable. So as we have very innovative and interactive ways of teaching, we now also have some cooperation with big education schools, where we help to change the mindset of the lecturer, which is great for us. That there are people, they were teaching since a long time the way they were doing, and now it acquires different skills how you teach, and this is more a way of being a facilitator, a coach, and this is a mindset question, and there we advise also. Yeah, so it's a little bit doing business, but also in the academia sector. I'm not sure if you understand, Thea.
No, it's clear. I think for me, I would say the target group is one thing, but what you deliver is the same, no matter if the academia is sitting in front or opposite or together with you, or if it's a corporate. I mean, the needs and what you deliver, the service, your service is the same, no matter if the target group is corporates, business partners, or academia. Maybe I'm wrong.
No, I see that as well, like this. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's an interesting point, and I would like to ask there, Amadeo, you talked before with the current challenges that to find the balance between saying no and yes, and going into new topics or new ideas, but also realizing that you have to shape the company kind of, or how you show yourself or present yourself. Did you find there now like the right way to do it, or what's your actual process there at the moment?
Now comes the great solution to all to that problem. I have to be honest, it was really, and I'm also grateful for that, because I was we were reflecting about this topic, or we just came up that this is actually an obstacle when we prepared for this meeting. So it's not so long ago we didn't know that this is actually a problem. Yeah, so maybe in a few weeks I can say what we are doing, but we were talking yesterday that now it's really, we are also in a comfortable situation where we can say no. At the beginning it was about generating income, but now I also see it can be very tempting to say yes to a workshop that maybe gives you 3,000 or 4,000, but the cognitive work you have to put inside when it's a completely different field. I now also realize that money is one thing, but the energy I'm losing in this is now, I see it even bigger. Yeah, so I'm grateful for this for this realization. But Georg, I cannot give you the right answer. But we are now more aware, and let's see when there is the first time we say no, we are fully booked. We cannot.
Maybe I can add also something for a bit the decision, because now I make for like a year also the comptability, the finance for the company, and also there we can see the numbers, where we earn, how much we earn in this sector. Or for example, we also had at the beginning private clients, and then we saw, hey, we have, for example, this effort and this earning. So I think also the numbers can give us some decisions, but for us it's the main goal are the humans, the people. So we don't want to focus a lot or make only decision about the money, but it is a part we also should get in or think about, because we want to roll this company and also pay our salary at the end of the month. So I think it's a combination. Yeah, that's in addition from the head of finance.
I have a question. Why did you build the 3 pillars you were presenting? Why is this distinction? Research, academia, and business. What was your trigger to do that?
I think it helped us a lot to think in focuses, yeah, because now we have Monday is always our day of academia, and we plan all our meetings or conceptual work. When it's for school, we plan on Monday. And for me, this is a great feeling coming to the office and somehow already have a kind of an inner structure. Today is the research day. Oh, sorry. That's okay. Now it's good. Okay. For me personally, it helps me when I come to the office and I know which focus is today. And sometimes there is there is some overlapping, but since we're working in this, it helps us a lot. And to also think how can we work on the different units. Otherwise, it's all interconnected and somehow difficult to see clear. And I see that for our company or for our team, it's very good that we have now Ricardo, head of research, and he's really the person in charge there. And we're consulting, we're helping him, but he's there in the lead, and there are other people more focusing on the academia. So maybe now we're also at the time where the individuals in our teams get more specialized. At the beginning, we were all doing everything, and this is also a beautiful process that I don't have to think about all the sectors and all the things that are going on. Yeah, for me personally. Yeah.
And maybe in addition, it's also for us easier to make some connections. For example, if we have a product in academia, in a module in an applied university, and then we can connect it with research. So we can think about maybe we make in this direction a research or like a master thesis, and then we can connect it with the academia part. So for me and on my personality, it gives like a focus, but also a way, and also it's easier to think how we can grow in these three parts. Before we at the beginning we go the way, and then we see now we have like a workshop, okay, we do it, and maybe a business came. So now it's also for me a bit more clearer to see these three ways, and they are connecting with each other. So I think that also give us strange, or like Amadeo told, a focus to see big, or to make our vision also in these three parts. And then, yeah, that's, I hope you understand. Yeah.
Yeah, super interesting. And I think there is a lot to talk about, because as far as I experience it, often people don't understand this, that you create value through just doing stuff you're interested in. It's kind of a new concept, I think, and that's an interesting journey to go, like to explain or to show people that there is really a value, and that there are people that are willing to pay for that. So I also have the time in front of my eyes. So I would like to finish up, or is there one more question?
No, I don't have a question. I don't know how you want to close, but would be very nice to have a checkout, and maybe also to hear how was it for you, just shortly, or what was your takeaway? Maybe something that inspired you or touched you would be nice to hear. Not that I want to push something.
Shall we? Yeah, let's take that for a checkout question. What was inspiring, or what's the idea you take with you? I can start. For me, it was very inspiring to hear your challenge and how open you were about it, and it made me clear that there is really a journey to go into this challenge. Maybe they are close to my questions as well. So, Malik, would you like to go as next?
Yeah, thank you, Georg. I really enjoyed this meeting here, also to hear. I think when we have like meeting like this discussion is also open-minded, also for us, maybe to reflecting things, or we have good questions and then we think, oh, maybe we should also think about that. So thank you very much also for your questions and your thinking. And I enjoy it. Nice to meet you. Yeah. And I give the ball to Thea.
I hope my microphone is a bit better now. I changed something. I'm sorry. There is a soccer game next to my next to me going on, so there are some emotion involved. Talking about emotions, it was very inspiring and to feel your passion behind what you're doing. That was really great, really great. Just to believe, it was me who wrote in belief in the Mentimeter, and I think what you, Amadeo, said was like in the beginning, I don't need business plan, I don't need that, I don't need this manager from Johnson & Johnson to tell me what to do. I know it because I believe this is the thing and this is the way to go. I think that's really, really great. On the other side, I have to admit, it took me a while to understand what your offering is. To understand what, because you were talking about what you are doing, the way you were building up, the way you grow. And that's why I was asking also about these 3 pillars, because for me, it wasn't clear why you need the 3 pillars. Because for me, it's more a target group question. And yeah, so that's a feedback and maybe critical feedback, but maybe it helps you to talk about your positioning and the communication. Because when you were explaining it, you were always talking about what you're doing and about the interpersonal skills you're training. And I think it doesn't matter who is in front of you. That's just my opinion. And I'm not sure if these 3 pillars help you, because I think that's more an internal vision and an internal thing of getting organized and getting the job done and the offering than what the customer is interested in. Sorry, marketing comms background. And I'm doing some positioning workshop with other companies, so I'm in the thing of having a critical eye. I'm passing over to Ricardo.
Thank you, Tia. For me, it was really inspiring to listen to, again, I know a little bit about the story of Kitoko, but to listen how Amadeo in the beginning pursued his dream and he just think out of the box and he stayed true. And he was, courageous just to go through all the, maybe the critics and all the things that we found in this world, big corporate world. And he just stayed true to his feelings and to his idea. And finally, a couple years later, now Kitoko is a company, he has employees, he's doing an impact in people. And I really feel that the company is since the moment I told them, I feel really an intrinsic humanistic approach. It's not just like the corporate consultant, a big corporation. We want to give you some feedback about any process, but it's actually trying to touch every one of the individuals in a group. So once again, I feel inspired by this and I really enjoy them. Yeah, the little talk. And I give the ball to Ana Laura. Yeah.
Gracias, Ricardo. Yeah, also very inspiring to hear the story. I think, thank you very much for being so open and so spontaneous as well to talk with us about your whole journey. I really like the input on the dragon dreaming. I think it's, I really like how it brings this mindful approach and I think it's something worth researching more. So I'm interested in reading about it now, and you know, it's always different names to different systems, but each one brings something special, and I think it resonates very much with what you were transmitting as well. I also want to second what Thea said, that it was, I mean, it was clear for me because I checked the website before and everything, but maybe in your presentation you didn't actually say what your specific product is. But at the same time, it was interesting to hear how you see your work. So it was really based on how you are working and doing things. And that's something you normally don't read in a website, or you don't hear people talking so openly about. So thank you for sharing it and for being open with us as well. And yeah, inspiring and yeah, full of energy, and this mindful energy as well. Georg, I think Saraina cannot talk, but if you just want to, or Amadeo, if you have something else to say.
Yeah.
So thanks a lot for the feedback, also honest feedback, and I see that, yeah, I'm already thinking about what you were saying and the whole preparation for this meetup. I think it comes to the right point, yeah, that we see that we are very much in a change with the rebranding and maybe also the positioning, the focusing. And I think this was a great opportunity for us to come closer what we actually want. And yeah, for that I'm grateful, but at the moment I cannot say. I'm just yeah, I need time to see and also talk with the other members. But I felt good through the workshop. I really enjoyed your participation. And when I was doing the presentation, for me, it felt also good to go back and wow, it's only 3.5 years. And what we went through also touched my heart, and was happy to see how we progressed, or how I progressed. And I'm happy to have shared this in not from my perspective, but from the whole team. Yeah, I would definitely say. So I wish you a nice evening, and thanks again for having us. Yeah, Georg, Anna, Laura, and all the people that working behind. Great setting. Yeah.
Thank you for coming, and yeah, hopefully you have now a good celebration about the question you got. Ricardo and Malik and Amadeo, thank you very much for your presentation, and yeah, it was really inspiring. And have a good evening and a good week. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Goodbye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.